Hello everyone, good morning. Okay, so in the last session, we discussed about inheritance, correct? Uh, Plus we have discussed about final keyword and I think super, right? Two topics we have completed. Okay, I hope you have gone through with the previous recording because this is important topic, object-oriented programming principles, and this is important for your interview. Okay. So we discussed so far encapsulation, polymorphism, and inheritance. Today, one topic from inheritance I will be covering, that is what is the purpose of protected access modifier, and then we will start with our data abstraction principle. And yes, then after this data abstraction, when I introduce you what exactly interface it is, when we cover interface scenario, we'll be talking about Selenium also. Okay. So let's start. And before continue, yes, I think Rushikesh, you need to check your JDK version. I think I think that JDK or something got corrupted. Because of that reason, you are not able to see JRE.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so just confirm it, like whether JDK version is you are getting properly, and then you can just try to open any other project, suppose if you have already, and if it is not working, then you need to reinstall JDK again.
Okay, I'll try.
Hmm,
Yes.
fine. Okay, so let's continue. I will be talking about, what is the protected access modifier? Okay, just to revise the topic, inheritance is nothing but process of acquiring one class property into another class. Okay, we have seen that in Java, there are total 5 types available, but 3 types you can easily implement in Java, but remaining two, we don't have a direct solution, which is for multiple inheritance as well as hybrid inheritance, which we can also refer as a diamond problem. And that I will be discussing in your data abstraction principle. Then in inheritance, there are total 4 scenarios which you need to understand. If you create, let's say there are two classes are in relation. Okay, A is a parent, B is a child. So we know that parent can access only parent property, but child can have a benefit and child can access parent plus child both the properties. So when it comes to scenario, if you create child class reference, child class object, you can access parent child both the property. If you create only parent reference parent object, you can access only parent method. And suppose you are creating parent reference but child object, right? Still, reference you are giving for a parent, so we can access parent property. Plus, in the last session, we discuss about runtime polymorphism also. What does mean by runtime polymorphism? Whenever two classes are in relation, and if you declare same name method with same syntax in both the classes, parent and child, then parent class method always overrided by the child. And that is also we have completed with the car example, right? If you declare a price in car basic model price can be, let's say, 1 lakh, 2 lakh, anything, but same price you will be not having for Audi, you will be not having for BMW. Absolutely, they wanted to what? Upgrade. So in that case, they will override price method and then they will define their own price with their own method. So always remember parent child whenever they have same name method in both the classes, then parent method always overridden by the child. And then we discuss about super keyword last session, correct? What is the purpose of super keyword? Super keyword will help you to access any variable, any method, or any constructor from immediate parent. That's it. You can access 3 things: variable, any method, or any kind of constructor from immediate parent using super keyword. Okay. And then we have discussed about final. So in Java, if you wanted to describe any constant value which you are not going to update or which nobody can change, such a data we can declare with the help of final keyword. So again, final keyword applicable at 3 level. You can apply final to variable, final to any method, and final to any class. Whenever variable is final, no one can update the value. Whenever method is final, no other class can override that method. Okay. And whenever class is final, no other class can become child class for that particular class. Okay. So this is the rule that you need to remember. Even I have added the notes in your notes file. Okay. So just go through it once. When you get a chance, just go through it once. What is final keyword? What is super keyword? Yeah, these points I have added. And plus very famous interview question, how to create immutable class in Java. String is by default immutable class. But suppose you wanted to design any other immutable class, then final keyword is useful for that. Okay, where the value you can't change. And that's the reason final keyword is important. And then today we'll be talking about interface and all. Let's see. But before that, one more topic. Guys, we discussed that there are four access modifiers available in Java, correct? And we have already covered private, public, and default meaning. So you know that whenever anything is private, means any data is private data we can access within a same class, correct? Only inside that class you can access that data. But suppose if you define any data as a default, what is the rule for default? In same class, you can access plus in same package. Means in any other class, but in same package, you can access default data. But anything is public, you can access everywhere in the project. Correct na? So we don't have any restriction. Everywhere in the project, we can access it. And last, which is modifier, we have that is protected. What does mean by protected modifier? Guys, protected modifier we can access in same class at three level, okay? We can access in same class. In same package by any other class, you can access no problem at all. And even you can access in different class also or different package also, but different package with subclass. That's the rule. Means I can call this protected data in any other package also, but whenever you are calling it, right, that class need to become child class for your main class where you declare that protected data. Then only it is possible. Means only through the child relation you can access protected data in any other package. So already we have covered practical on these three. Okay, but we need to understand this part because it is based on inheritance. So let me again explain you total concept, what is access modifier and how we can use it. So guys, under inheritance, I'm creating this class. Okay, suppose I'm writing access modifier test. Okay, that's my main class. And I will be taking here main function also. Let's declare few details, okay, with some modifier. Example, integer ID 101. Then I'm writing string name, let's say Akhil. Okay. Then I'll do one thing. I'll define here, let's say long phone number. Okay, phone number. And then I'm writing some phone number. Okay, done. And after that, I'm just writing integer account number. Fine. And I'm just writing any 6-digit account number. Done. Now at this moment, if I just define name is public, so it will become public modifier, right? If I say phone number is a private data, okay. And then account number is a protected, means we have some security for the account number. And if you don't mention any access modifier, it will become default, correct now? So I'll say this is my default data. Okay. So now let's see what we can access or which data we can access in a same class. By default, everyone, all this data you can access in a same class. Okay, no problem at all. So now you can see these all variables are instance. How I can call it? To call this instance data, we need to create object. So I'm just creating A1. It is equal to new access modifier test object. Using A1, we can access everything. So let's try to print it. Suppose A1 dot ID we can access, correct? Then I can access A1 dot name. Great. Then on next line, let's access other data. So here I'm trying to access A1 dot phone number. Okay, so let's call phone number. And in fact, I can access that protected data, A1 dot account number. Okay. So within a same class, if you try to access any public, private, any data, you can easily access. Now you can see if I run this, I'm getting everything. Got it? So this entire data I can call. Now let's understand in same package. Current package is what? Inheritance. Okay. In same package, if I design any other class, then what information you can call? So guys, let's understand that part. In same package, I'm designing one more class. Okay. Let's say access test 2. Okay. or access test, same package. Better. Let me remove the space, same package. So I'm trying to show you access test in same package. And yes, in same package, what we can do, of course, if you wanted to call anything, any data from any class, you need an object. So let me create an object here. Access modifier test T1, it is equal to new access modifier test constructor. As you can see, both the classes now in the same package. Okay, so my new class is also in the same package inheritance. But what you can access here, please understand, private data we can't access outside that class. But default data, public data, protected data, you can access. Means if I just write T1 dot, can you just have a look? ID, which is default, we can call. Name, which is public, we can call. Account number, which is protected, we can call. But we can't call phone number, which was private. Correct? So let me just call one by one all the detail. Suppose I'm calling name. Now let me call T1 dot, let's say ID. And now I'm calling here T1 dot, let's say account number. Great. So we can access all these three data, but not private data. Let me run and you can see the result. Great. Now third rule. If you create any other class in different package, then what you can access? So private anyways we can't access, right? Public we can access. Even default data you can't access. But there is a one more rule. Protected data you can access, but only through the child relation, right? So suppose I will go to encapsulation package and there I will create a new class. Please focus. Again, I'm writing access test, different package. Access test in different package and just have a look. Now I wanted to call any information from access modifier. Then what I need to do? I need to create a object. So let me just create an object, access modifier, okay? And name is test. Okay, done. Suppose T1, it is equal to new, again access modifier, okay? So let me write here again test constructor. So what happens whenever you try to call it in different package? First of all, this definition available in inheritance package. So Java will ask you, do you need to import it, right? Definition from that accurate package. So if you keep your mouse pointer, you are getting that option that please import it from inheritance. Let me do import. Once it is done, now object is ready. But see what we can access now. See if I try to access any data from that tester class, I can access only public name. At this moment, private data we can't access outside. Public data we can access. Default data we can't access in different package. But guys, there is a one more rule. I can call public, that's fine. But how I can call protected data? So there is a rule. Public data you can easily call, but protected data, okay, call by using child class. Only we need a child relation. So how we can make a child class and who child class? So the point is, this is our main parent class, agree? Where the data is available. If data you wanted to call, if any protected data you wanted to call, the current class has to become child class for your parent. Means through this current class only I can access my protected data. So at this moment, I put the relation, let's say extends everything from the access modifier test. And then using child class only, you can access protected data. Means please have a look. After this relation, if you are thinking that here we can call, so no, you will not get access of protected data, which is account number. Okay. So what we need? We need an object of child class only. Means I will be creating access test different package. Let's say A1, it is equal to new. Again, I'm writing constructor. Now please have a look. Using A1, you can call both. Name also, which is public. Account number now, which is protected. Got it? So protected data, you can call only through what? Child class. Okay, so here I'm calling what? Account number, which is protected data. And public anyways, you can access everywhere. So if I run this code, now you will see the name as well as account number. So remember, this is the rule. How you can access protected data? Only with the help of child class you can access protected data from that particular class. Okay. So this is the concept. And here, technically, we have completed inheritance principle. So already you can see these are the points which we have already covered, correct? What is inheritance? Then different types of inheritance, right? So single level, multi-level, and hierarchical. One parent can have many child that easily you can implement. But when you try to implement multiple inheritance, in fact, hybrid, that is not directly possible. But I will show you, okay, how we can implement that. So, related to inheritance, all these topics you need to prepare very well. Super keyword, final keyword, runtime polymorphism, and you need to prepare for protected access modifier. Clear? And here we have completed inheritance. Now let me talk about what is abstraction. If you relate all four principle, remember shortcut. So if you relate all four principle, very first we have encapsulation, correct? Main purpose of encapsulation is data hiding. Okay. Second principle we have learned polymorphism. And polymorphism, how we can achieve? Absolutely using method overloading and method overriding. So main purpose is reusability. Okay. Third principle we discuss inheritance. What is the main purpose of inheritance? Same, it's the reusability. So we can reuse the method, we can avoid code duplication. That's the best part, right? In fact, we can achieve runtime polymorphism. Yeah, these three are common in usage of inheritance principle. Now the fourth one, which is very special, okay, which is known as data abstraction. So guys, what is data abstraction? It doesn't mean only hiding. Remember, data abstraction means hide the implementation detail of the software from the user and provide some relevant information to the user. So it is not at all about data hiding. Remember, somewhere you might feel encapsulation and data abstraction quite similar. But let me tell you the fact. In encapsulation, we only hide the data. And how we can hide that data? By making that data as a private. So this is different. We are trying to hide only data. Data abstraction means whatever features are important to user, only those we can provide, those we can show to the user. Rest of the implementation detail of that software you can hide using data abstraction. So here also we are doing hiding, but it is all about we are hiding implementation detail. Got it? All the implementation detail we are trying to hide. Okay. And provide relevant information to the user. Remember, we are providing relevant information to that user. So data abstraction, it is a process where we can hide internal mechanism or implementation detail of that software, and we can provide relevant information to the user. And that is called data abstraction. So let's understand some real-time example. What does exactly meaning of information hiding or complete implementation detail hiding? Guys, I'm first giving you one scenario or one use case based on ATM machine. You know that, right? How ATM works. So let's understand this ATM use case. Now, let me design here some ATM use case diagram. Okay, so let's say this is my system. Okay, ATM system. Here we are acting like a actor, correct? Here end user act like a actor. And internally, absolutely there is a software which will manage the whole process of ATM. So this is available at the backend side. Absolutely, we can't see, we can't directly communicate with the backend. And every user is not a technical person. Agree? How that user will access ATM machine? So please understand the use cases. Very first, user will insert a card. Agree? So we are doing just one process. Insert card into that slot. Then card will be accepted by the software. But does that mean any card will software accept? No, right? First of all, software has to do what? Can I say validation of card? Yeah. So here I'm writing software will be internally doing what? Whether your card is correctly inserted, even your card is valid card. That validation will be processed by the software only at the backend side. Then somewhere we have selected transaction, everything, right? And then now we are writing, suppose, some PIN number. Okay, it is asking me enter PIN number. I have entered it. Again, PIN number will be accepted by the software. But when? After validation. So example, validation of PIN, it is also handled internally by that software. And then suppose I wanted to withdraw some amount. So I have entered some amount. Okay. Whatever amount I have entered, the software has to check that whether that balance is available in my account or not. Correct? Means amount validation, or that amount is valid or not. That also, simple test by the software internally. And if it is available, then ATM machine means that software will return you that particular cash, and we can accept that along with the receipt. Got it? This is the simple use case. Now just think, we are here, we are end user of this application. This is your ATM machine. We are interacting only with the machine. We need to read proper instructions and we need to follow those steps. Correct? And finally, you will able to withdraw the cash. But which part is hiding from you? Can you just tell me in this ATM use case, which part is hiding from you? You can see everything, right? This part you can easily observe. But what is you are not able to observe? Can I say this part? How internally software is doing this validation. Now tell me, is this matter to the user? Okay, how the card will validate, how the PIN number validate, how the account will validate. Even this information is not important for the user. What user want? User want this interface. Correct? How we can communicate with the machine? I should have proper understanding of the instruction. Somewhere instructions are available with the sound also, Hindi, Marathi, English in this language. If user is not comfortable to read instruction in English, user can go with some other language. Correct? So we have these facilities. So this part is completely hiding from that user. Now guys tell me, means internally developer will take care all these points. Whatever important features are required to that user, developer has to provide them. But whatever it is not important, developer need to hide that. And how data or how this internal mechanism hiding is possible? Here comes the principle data abstraction. So we are just going to provide some relevant feature to the user. And whatever implementation details are there for software, we are going to hide that detail from that user. And then this principle called data abstraction. Now clear, everyone? You can take another example. Okay, you are using Google Map. Agree? In Google Map, what you do? Generally, we enter our destination. Suppose I wanted to travel, let's say Pune to Mumbai. I will just select, okay, source and destination. And then what the map will do? Internally, map will follow some algorithm and map will return you result. Okay, this is what the route and this is the total distance, total time required to complete this complete this. Okay, whatever your duration or traveling locations are. Fine. So we got some detail from the map, but internal part is hidden, right? We are not able to see how the map is calculating the distance, how the map is, okay, showing you that route, which algorithm it is following. This part, anyways, it is not important for us. So how it is possible to achieve in terms of development? It is only possible with the help of abstraction. Point clear? So data abstraction means it is a process where we can hide internal mechanism of the software or implementation detail of the software from the user and provide only relevant information to the user. So it's a very interesting principle. But again, there is another question. Fine, what's the real-time example for data abstraction? Now you can give any example. See, currently we are using Zoom. Zoom is able to, through the Zoom, we are able to communicate. You can see me and I can hear you, I can see you, right? But the point is how internally Zoom is working, which algorithm it has followed. Is it we are able to see? No, right? We are just, what is important for us? We should communicate. That's it. It is not important how the Zoom is internally working. And that information not required to every user. So this is again achieved using data abstraction. Okay. But the point is in Java, how you will implement this? So Java provides you two way. Okay. One is abstract class. Remember, there are two ways to implement data abstraction. One way is abstract class. Another way is interface. Now, guys, we need to understand what is data abstraction using abstract class first and what is interface. And let me tell you, abstract class means what? It is a special class. Okay, class which is declared with abstract keyword, it becomes abstract class. But this class can have all the type of method like implemented plus non-implemented method. Remember, implemented method plus non-implemented method. Now, what is meaning of this? So guys, implemented method means method with body, and method which don't have any body, just a declaration. Such a method we can call non-implemented method. In fact, it is also known as abstract method. So Java says if any class can have both the type of method, one is implemented, another one is not implemented. In that case, for such a class, you can't create an object and you can't call directly this method from that same object. Then how I can access the method from any particular class? What is the problem? I can declare a class, I can declare method, but whenever class is containing both type of method, in that case, class will be not considered as a fully implemented class. And if class is not fully implemented, you can't create object. That's the rule. Then here we need inheritance concept. If this is my main class where I have certain method, and if I wanted to call it, then I will create one more child class. And through the child class object, can we call? Yes, we can call. Either you can create child class reference, child class object, you can call all the method from child and parent. Otherwise, you can do what? You can create a method only for reference for a parent and object for a child. Still, you can call all the method from the parent. So remember, in data abstraction, when you follow abstract class, technically, we don't use it in real time. Why? Why this technique we don't use it in real time? Because it will help you to achieve only and only partial abstraction. 100% hiding is not possible with the abstract class because it has both the feature. Implemented, non-implemented method we can add. That's the reason. But then Java have one more solution. So somewhere in application, I want 100% hiding. In that case, we can go with interface. So interface is very special class. And in this class, 100% abstraction you guys are able to achieve because interface will not allow you to add implemented method. All the methods will be non-implemented. Basically data. Okay, data is static and final. Remember, every variable whatever you declare in interface by default it is private, or I will say by default it is final and static data. Okay, so you can't modify that data. Second part is all the methods are abstract method by default, means no method you can declare as a implemented method. By default every method is an abstract method only, and that's the reason interface will help you to achieve 100% abstraction. But we need to understand practically how it is possible. But before moving to interface, I'll show you today what is abstract class. Okay. So guys, few points I have already defined here. Let me just add those points. Okay. So let me just go to desktop. Okay. Just a minute. Yes. And let me just add the point for abstraction. So what is abstract class? Okay. Please have a look. So these are the points which I will copy, and in the notes, I will add it. Okay. So let's understand first what is this. Okay. How we can create a class, how we can access it. So let me do one thing. I'll create a new package. Not class. Again, I would like to create a package first. I'm giving the same name. Okay, com dot week 4. Here also I'm writing week 4 because I wanted to add it in same constructor or same not constructor, same package. Okay, week 4 OOP, and then I'm adding here data abstraction. Okay, just have a look. Fine. So, okay, creation element. Okay, a resource exit with different case. Week 4. Let me check. Week 4, and okay, here W is small. How this package is ready, right? Please have a look. Very first, I will create one class. Okay, I'm just writing my sample class, or let's say, yeah, sample test. Better. Sample test class, and suppose I'm creating main function also. Okay, focus. So this is normal class. My class name is sample test. Okay. What this sample test can have? Sample test can have both the method, right? So let me design one method as a implemented method. Guys, implemented method means try to understand the meaning. Implemented means method with body. Okay. So I'm just designing some method, public void accept, and I'm just writing here body also, and I'm just writing accept is implemented method. Okay. Implemented method. Save. And now I wanted to create one non-implemented method. So non-implemented, remember non-implemented means method without body. Okay. So let me add the point. Non-implemented method is method without body. But when you try to write method without body, such a method, okay, such method we declare as abstract method means Java will not allow you. You need to declare that method as an abstract method using abstract keyword. Okay, let me show you. Example, I'm writing public void display. But guys, as I told you, I wanted to create a display method without body. Correct? So I'm just trying to write in this manner. But say I got an error because Java will not allow you. And there is a one more thing. If any class contains, okay, if any class contains any abstract method, okay, any abstract method, then class need to create or need to declare as abstract. That's another rule. Okay. Means currently I wanted to design this method without body. So I have just written, okay, public void display. But as I told you, this is not allowed, right? So why it is not allowed? Read the document. What's the error? This method required body instead of semicolon. Java is guiding you that you did something wrong. At least this method requires some body. Or Java is asking you just create sample test display method to abstract. Then only it is allowed. So better I will do abstract because I wanted to show you what is abstraction. So here I'm just writing keyword abstract. Okay. But as soon as you write a keyword abstract, again it is not valid. Why? Because as I told you another rule, if any class contain any abstract method, then class has to declare as abstract class. So let's create now our class as an abstract class. See, I got the error at abstract at this class level also. It says that the type sample test must be abstract class to define abstract method. Got it? So here I'm writing that keyword abstract. Now guys, error gone. Means this is my abstract class. If anybody asks you what is abstract class, it's very simple. Class which is declared with the abstract keyword and which can have abstract method, that is called abstract class. And this class have a benefit. You can declare partial, I mean both the method, have implemented and non-implemented both the method. Clear? But because of this abstract method, current class we cannot consider as a fully implemented class. Okay. So let me write abstract class at this moment. Abstract class is not fully implemented. Correct? And so we can't create. Remember, we can't create object. Okay. We can't create object for abstract class. Are you getting my point? So for this class, we can't create object. Okay. And that's the reason only partial. Okay. Only partial abstraction is possible with this class. as it can have both the method. That's the reason only partial abstraction is possible. Now guys, please have a look how we can create. Let's understand why we can't able to create an object for this class. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I will create an object sample test. Okay, let's see s1, it is equal to new. Again I'm writing sample test constructor. See, Java immediately will throw you compilation error. Java says cannot instantiate the type sample test. Means if this class contain both the type of method, implemented, non-implemented method, so this class will not be considered as a fully implemented. And that's the reason we are not able to create object for this particular class. Are you getting my point? We are not able to instantiate, okay, sample test, okay, this particular class. So that's the reason abstract class object is not possible. Correct? So there is no use case or use of this main function in this code because I can't create an object. But the problem is then how you can, whatever you have declared, how you can, call it and who will implement this method. As you can see, this is non-implemented method for now, correct? Then whose responsibility to implement non-implemented method? So guys, Java says here we need a child class. First rule, using child class, you can access parent properties. Second rule, any abstract method is there in your parent class that will be implemented by the child. So do you remember overriding concept? Now it is same. Whatever method are there in the parent, child will automatically override. Means we will implement this through the child. So using child class, okay, using child class, we can access, okay, methods of abstract class, and child class needs to implement, okay, child class needs to implement abstract method. That's the rule, okay? So who will implement your method? Abstract method will be implemented by the child class. Okay. So first of all, first point is clear. When the class will become abstract class, if class contain implemented, non-implemented both the method, then class will become abstract class. But there is a rule. Whenever class will be abstract, using object, you can't create a method from that class. Means same class object is not possible. So we need child class. I'll do one thing. I'll declare here child class. Better I will create here one child class. Okay. And now let's see. If I create a main function under child. Okay. And I need to mention the relation. So absolutely child extends. Okay. Extends. Can I write here sample test? Correct now? So at this moment sample test become parent and child class become child. But see why we are getting error here? Because we need to implement now method from the parent. See, I got the message the type child class must implement inherited abstract method from the sample test, that is display method. Got it? So it is asking you, Java is asking you, you need to implement here that display method. Now guys, how we can implement? Either manually you can write a logic or you can directly call it from that particular class. Means see, if I come to here, I'm getting that error, right? But immediately if you keep your mouse pointer, see you are getting this option also. Add an implemented method. If I just use ready-made syntax, if I click, I'm getting override method, which is display method. Now clear? Okay. Same method, whatever is there in the parent, now you can access it here in the child as a override method. And let me implement it. So body you can create inside the child class. Okay, so here I'm just writing, okay, fine. This is implemented. Okay, implemented by child. Great. And that's it. Now what is the benefit? See, first of all, abstract class and child class, we are able to maintain relation now. And with the help of now scenarios, we can access properties from that parent. So guys, one thing I will do, I will create one more method in the child class. Okay, let's say data method. Okay. So this is, let me write, this is data from child. Okay, that's it. And now I can say this is what type of method it is. Current method is inherited abstract method relation. But this method data, I can say individual method. Individual method for which class? Child class. Got it? Now you need to understand relation, how exactly we can call any method from any class. Again, I'm repeating. Two classes, both the classes in relation now. But this is important that in inheritance, three scenarios were valid out of four, correct? But in data abstraction, only two scenarios are valid. Let me discuss scenarios. Everyone look at the screen. First scenario, child class reference and child class object. Possible? Yes. So you can create child class reference, child class object, and you can call method from parent and child both. Great. So let's do. So my class is child class. Let me write here child class C1. Okay, it is equal to new. And again, I'm creating object of child class. Great. Please have a look using C1. Now I can call everything. First of all, I can call accept method from parent class. Okay. C1 can call display method, which is implemented by C1 itself. So you will get override result every time. Correct now? And then C1 can call third method, which is data. Means if you can focus, accept, I will say only inherited method. Okay. But display, I will say inherited plus abstract method. Remember the rule. Okay. Which method we are calling? So we are calling display with abstract method, inherited abstract method. And data, I can say this is individual method for that child class. Got it? So these three relations you need to remember. Accept is not abstract, right? So I can say it is just inherited. But display is a abstract, also inherited. And individual method is data. Yes, if you can call and if you run this, you will see the result. I can see accept method result. I can see display method result. Even I can see data method result. Correct? So this scenario is totally valid. Now let's talk about scenario number two. Okay, scenario number two is if you create parent reference, parent reference, and let's say parent object, parent class reference and parent class object. Now you tell me, is it possible to create in abstraction? If you have abstract class, then object for abstract class is not possible. Correct now? So current parent class is sample test. Let me show you. Sample test S1, it is equal to new. And again, I'm writing sample test constructor. Please have a look. Java is saying that instantiation, it is not possible. Correct? Cannot instantiate type sample test. Means object creation is not possible for the parent. So means this is invalid scenario in data abstraction. You can't create object of parent class. This is invalid. Okay, fine. Let's try third. I will say parent class reference and child class object. Okay, so this is possible. How we can write the code? My parent class is sample test. Sample test, suppose S1. New. And I'm creating object for whom? Child class. Great. This is valid scenario. And what you can call? Do you remember the rule? Whenever parent reference and child object, we can call method only from the parent, right? Means S1 can call method from the parent, which is accept, great. And S1 can call display. See, it is coming from the parent only. But parent method already overridden by the child. So you will get here updated result from the child. Yes, perfect. And if you run this code, you will see the result. So this scenario is completely invalid, but remaining two scenarios are valid. You can access data from the parent, okay, in both the scenario. So I will just add this point that this is completely invalid scenario in case of data abstraction. Means data abstraction support only two scenarios, okay. One is child reference, child object possible. Parent reference and child object is possible. But no child reference and parent object, even parent reference, parent object invalid. Okay, two scenarios will be invalid. Now tell me, what is abstract class? how we can declare, how we can call a method. Is this clear? Why we need it? So for information hiding. But as I told you, if you follow abstraction, then you will not able to achieve 100% abstraction. It will just perform partial. Okay. But let's see some real time scenario where and why we need this. Then only you will understand. Okay. But for now, only the process is clear. How exactly we are doing the process? Yes. Any doubt here? Say, as I told you, what is abstract class? Any class which have both the type of method implemented and non-implemented, such a class is called abstract class. An abstract class we need to declare with abstract keyword. But what is the rule? If you have any class abstract, you can't create object of that class. So we need child class. So I declare one child class. I provided relation using extends keyword. And now we are using it, correct? We are able to call the method. But only two scenarios are valid. Either you can create child reference child object, or you can create child, I will say parent reference and child object. That's it. Rest of the scenarios are invalid in this case. But again, if you follow abstract class, it will help you only for the partial abstraction. We need 100% abstraction, and there we go with interface. Okay, but why we need interface? Please have a look. Now I'm giving you first banking scenario. Okay, let's say every bank, let's talk about India. Okay, every bank in India, every branch of the bank, they need to follow all the rule which is defined by RBI, correct? Reserve Bank of India. So guys, suppose RBI has mentioned some rule that every bank, they should have some facility like deposit. Okay, so we should have deposit facility. Then every bank should have withdraw facility. Okay, great. Every bank should have withdraw facility. Then every bank should have some loan services. Okay, great. Even rate of interest. Rate of interest should be there. But what happens now? These are the rule which is defined by RBI. Correct? But same rule, other banks has to follow, but they can customize that method. Means, let's say this is okay, deposit, withdraw, loan facility, okay, but rate of interest will not be same for every bank. Are you getting my point? So I need to update this method. RBI is providing us simple rule, but that rule, who is going to implement? Okay, all these are only rule. Who is going to implement? That's the responsibility of a child class. So means whenever all the methods are abstract, by default public and by default abstract method, such a class we can call interface. So basically in our case, RBI is one of the interface. RBI has provided all the facility. Now it's a responsibility of other banks to implement the same. Example, we have suppose two banks, HDFC, and I'm having Axis Bank. Okay. So all these banks has to follow all the rules. But HDFC says that fine, I am also providing you rate of interest, but suppose HDFC rate of interest is let's say 10%. Okay. Then Axis Bank says that okay, fine, I will also give you rate of interest, but my rate of interest will be 8%. Now what happens? Here the method which is available in the parent, child has overridden. Are you getting my point? Child has overridden. And now if you talk about third layer, customer, whenever any customer reach to that bank, right? Generally, customer don't go directly RBI. RBI defines certain rule, right? What we do as a customer, we can open our account in that specific bank. All the facility, whatever you are getting from the bank, you will accept it. But which part is hidden from you? Guys, this part. How the RBI is interacting or what the rule RBI rule that every bank has to follow, that is completely okay hidden by us. Are you getting my point? So we can just communicate with the bank, all the facilities we can access, but internally how those facilities are working, who provided that, how it is implemented, that is hidden by the customer. Are you getting my point? So let's understand what is interface and how we can create interface. Guys, interface technically it is a special class which can have static and final data, and all methods are public and abstract by default. So such a class will help you to achieve 100% abstraction because this will allow only abstract method. You can't declare any implemented method in the interface and rule remains same. Interface is special class. You can't create object of interface, but you need here child classes who will implement the method. So guys, in class to class means abstract class to class, we have relation extends, but interface and child class have a relation implements. Special keyword implements. Every interface method, every child class has to implement. So here we can't write extend. We need to write here keyword implements. Got it? Let me just show you banking example. Please have a look. Consider I'm just going to create here first RBI bank. Okay. Yeah, but I wanted to show you interface, right? Special class. So just right click on package and when you come to this new, right? Then you will see the option interface behind the class. Okay. So just click on interface and let me write RBI. So my interface name is RBI. Please understand the rule. What interface will allow to you? Everyone, interface will only allow to you add all the non-implemented method. Means I will write a definition. Interface, okay? Interface is special class, okay, all which have which have data as static and final and methods are by default, okay, public and abstract. Okay, we don't need to write abstract keyword also. Okay, by default it is abstract only. Interface will help you to 100% abstraction. Okay, so 100% abstraction you are able to achieve using interface. And okay, child has to implement. Remember, implement method of methods of interface. So these are the three rules you can understand. Class. Okay, done. So guys, I have declared my interface. You can see this is the interface and interface can have only abstract method. Okay, so you can't write any method as the implemented method. Means suppose I'm writing public void deposit. Okay, yeah, deposit. And at this moment, okay, I'm writing in with the body, right? See, it is not allowed. Java says, so at this moment, abstract method do not specify a body. Means currently the method whatever I have defined, right? Which is by default what? Abstract. So you can't create a method with body. This is not allowed in interface. Means I can't declare body for the method. I can just declare a method. The first method I have written public deposit. Even you don't need to write a public because by default it is public only. So I can write okay directly with the return type. Okay, for fine. Next is void. I'm writing withdraw. So let me write withdraw. Okay. Then again I'm writing void. Suppose next is rate of interest. That's my another method. That's it. So currently I'm declaring three methods. Deposit, withdraw, and then I'm writing this rate of interest. And let's save this interface. So interface is a special class and which can have every data as a static and final. And in fact, methods are by default public and abstract. Okay, data if you want, I will do one thing. I will declare here 100. So what is this X now? X will be by default static and by default it is final. So you can see if I keep my mouse pointer, I'm just getting that, okay, this is just a X. But remember, this is by default final and static. I'll show you. When you try to modify it, this is not allowed by any other class, okay, because data is final. So let me save now. And I'm creating, suppose, my another class, which is HDFC. Focus. HDFC class, right? And consider everyone. HDFC have its own method. Example, HDFC have customer details, okay? And here I'm writing, this is coming from HDFC, okay? Customer details. Great. And I will save it. So at this moment, I wanted to provide relation between RBI and HDFC. As I told you, child class can implement all the method from the interface. So we can't write extend. You need to write here implements. Implements what? RBI. But as soon as you write, what is another rule of child? Child class has to implement all the method of parent. Means immediately you are getting the message. HDFC must implement inherited abstract method rate of interest, but not only rate of interest, we need to implement all three: deposit, withdraw, rate of interest. So better I will use this option, add unimplemented methods. When you click, please have a look. All three method you are getting as a overridden method. Correct? So at this moment, I got all three method as overridden. I can save and now I can update it. So this is deposit, which is updated by HDFC. So let me write HDFC. This is deposit. Okay, done. Then I'm just going to update for same withdraw. Better I will write here withdraw method. Okay, withdraw method. And then I'm writing here rate of interest. Rate of interest. Let's say it says that rate of interest is, let's say is 8% or 10%, whatever it is. You can define. Fine. So I'm just writing in simple manner. Okay, my child class is ready and who has implemented all the method of interface. Now let's test this bank. Okay. So I'm just going to create here one more class. Let's say test a bank. Focus everyone. It's very, very simple actually. And here I'm taking main function. Okay. Now let's talk about our scenario. In our case, first scenario is child class reference and child class object. Which method we can call? Absolutely, child can access all the method from parent and child, right? So in our case, child is HDFC. If I create HDFC H1, new HDFC object, what I can access? I can access, H1 can access customer detail, which is individual method. H1 can access deposit. Yes. H1 can access withdraw and H1 can access rate of interest. These three methods are here, which are inherited. Remember, inherited abstract method. Correct now? These three are inherited abstract method. So I will write that relation. Rate of interest, withdraw and deposit are abstract method and customer detail is individual method. Done. And when you run, now already the methods are implemented by the child, right? That's the reason you are getting these messages. Everything coming from the overridden HDFC from the child. So this is first valid scenario. And what is the second valid scenario? We can have parent reference. Okay, only two are valid. Parent reference, okay, and child object and child class object. So who is our parent? Parent is our RBI, right? So let me create RBI R1. It is equal to new. Guys, please have a look. Interface object also not possible. Okay, if I try to write, Java will give me error, right? So cannot instantiate type of RBI. We can't create RBI, object. And that's the reason I'm creating object of child, HDFC. This is allowed. Parent reference child object. But as per the rule, we can access only parent method. So when you say parent method, currently in parent, I'm having three method. Deposit, withdraw, rate of interest. I can call. But I can't call the detail of HDFC. So R1 can access deposit. Done. R1 can access withdraw. And R1 can access rate of interest. Got it? And if I run this, you will see again updated result only because overridden result only you will get. So I'm getting the methods which is implemented by HDFC. Are you understanding the topic? So what type of inheritance it is? Again, single level now. One class acquiring properties from another class. But here, that one class is what? It's a special class. RBI is the interface, and from interface, child is implementing all the method. So clear the point. Why and how interface help you to achieve 100% abstraction? Because in interface, we have only method declaration. We don't have body of that method. Clear the point? Okay, let me talk about this variable. In my child class, suppose in this rate of interest, okay, I'm trying to print that x variable also. Focus. So here I'm trying to print that x variable. Okay, I'm trying to print that x. So this is allowed because parent property I can access in the child. And this will print, right? So let me save it. And if I come to the tester bank, if I try to run this, please have a look. Both the thing I'm getting 100. Yeah, in both method or both scenario, I can access the data. But we need to understand, can we modify? Please have a look. Because I told you it's a final. So if I try to make 200 or 300, please have a look, I'm getting error. Java says final field rbi.x cannot be assigned. Remember, final variable is a part. Any variable, if you declare in interface, by default, it is a final variable. So you can't modify it. And that's the reason I can access data, but I can't modify. Clear the point? So this is what interface. Okay. Now we can design one more bank, doesn't matter. One more bank, again, the rule remains same. That child has to implement all the method from the parent, and then only the method definition you'll be writing in the child. So as an end user, I can access all the services from HDFC, but I can't access directly from the RBI because it is defined by the RBI, and internally HDFC implementing that rule, RBI rule, that user can't see. We are doing just hiding things, hiding this functionality or internal detail or implementation of those method from the user. Okay. Again, this is just a general example I have given banking scenario, but tomorrow I will give you very important example. Based on that, you will understand what is interface. Clear, everyone? But I request to all the participants, till the time you need to practice. Whatever topics we have completed so far, you need to do practice. Okay? So I will save this and I will upload the code. Kindly follow the session and do practice. Okay? If you have any questions, you can ask. Let me just push the code. Okay, and I think it is around day somewhere 20. Okay, let me just confirm. It's a document. And last session, it was on 25th, I guess, right? Yeah, it's a day A, right? Day 8, and it's a polymorphism interface part 1. I think that is different. Last session, it was on 24 and it is empty. Hmm. So I have added, I think, 7, 26, 25. Okay. It is around 19 something. Let me just check git status. And here I can't see that branch. Better let me quickly check that. But till the time, if anybody have any question, please ask. Okay. Let me confirm your batch branch and then I will check the day. Okay, which we have uploaded. So automation weekday, right? And okay, day 20 we have uploaded. Fine. So this is 21. So let me just do one thing. Git add, git commit -m Java day 21. Git push -u origin to the master. Done. Okay, so please refer the code, everything, and you can access it directly from GitHub. Okay, no more queries. Sure. Attend tomorrow's session, important. Okay, so tomorrow we will see Selenium also. Fine. Chalo, let me stop the session then, and we will continue next session tomorrow. Bye, everyone. Take care. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.